Thank you very much, Mr. Davis and members of the Association of Life Insurance Council, ladies and gentlemen. Since 1946, the economy that we hear criticized so frequently has expanded by 24.3 million jobs, accommodating not only our rapidly rising population, but also the entry of proportionately more women and young people into the civilian workforce. And yet the emphasis today is on unemployment rather than employment. For example, Senator Muskie has described the present period as, and I quote him, the biggest economic disaster since the Great Depression. The senator's rhetoric is as careless as his memory is short. Unemployment in the Depression was 25% and has hit the current level of 6% in every decade since, including the early years of the Kennedy administration before our involvement in Vietnam gave wartime stimulus to the economy. The Nixon administration, however, strives not for an inflationary wartime prosperity, but a true peacetime prosperity. We intend to bring the unemployment rate down and to keep it down, without the catalyst of war and the sacrifice that a wartime prosperity entails. We hear much today about what is called a crisis in confidence in America, a spirit of despair, a feeling of hopelessness about the future. Well, if such a mood exists, and I think it's grossly exaggerated, it stems directly from the rhetoric of the utopian leftists. Listen, if you will, to this bombastic doomsday statement from a United States senator regarded as a leading prospect for the presidency someday. He was addressing a group of lawyers in Washington, D.C. this past summer. The exaggerated and irresponsible tone of his statement is typical of the negative spokesman I referred to earlier, a voice of despair and gloom, seeking to spread despair and gloom. We must, said Senator Kennedy, destroy the cancer that has been transforming the noble spirit of our nation in the eyes of our own citizens and in the eyes of freedom-loving peoples throughout the world. We must spread the truth that our present policy is a policy of war, not of peace, a policy of violence, not of love, a policy of despair, not of hope, a policy that can only drag us further down into the abyss of death and immorality into which we have been descending for so long. Now, how's that for masochistic rhetoric? You can be sure, however, that it played well on all the newscasts that night, with nods of approbation for the speaker.